Hi everybody, today we're in Birmingham, Alabama, and we have a very special guest today. It's Allison Gibbs from the Campaign for Liberty. Hi Allison.
Hello.
So some of you may know, some of you may not know, but the crew of the Motorhome Diaries, myself, Pete, and Adam were arrested in Jones County, Mississippi, and so I had my iPhone with me, and I was able to tweet 3 messages about 9:30, 9:45 in the AM, and Allison got those messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now Allison was supposed to, she was going to be a what we call a fellow traveler with us for about 6 days. We were going to meet with her in Nashville, Tennessee, pick her up at the airport, and anyway, there was a change of plans because the Jones County Sheriff's Department got in our way. So you got the tweet, and then what did you do?
I received the tweet about 10 a.m. I was driving to BWI to go on my flight from, I was going to go to Atlanta and then go to Nashville. And I actually got the tweet, and then immediately afterwards, one of our C4L supporters in Mississippi, Jill Wright, actually messaged back that she was actually from Jones County and that she could help. And so I got in direct contact with her, and we tried to notify the gentleman, but it was unable for us to be able to contact them.
Well, let me say something about Jill Wright, if you don't mind. Jill Wright has been like an early supporter of Motorhome Diaries, and so she's from Jones County. She's been like donating money to us, and so how great was that?
She's absolutely amazing.
And so both Allison and Jill Wright are the 2 heroes of this story. But please continue.
Jill more so than me, but so I fly to Atlanta and I contact Jill, and she says that the boys are in there, and she's been calling the jail continuously, and she wasn't sure if they would even get out this week. So she offered for me to fly into Jackson. I changed my flight from Atlanta to Nashville to Atlanta to Jackson, Mississippi. Flew into Jackson. She was right there. She picked me up, drove me down to Ellisville, and then into Jones County. From there, as soon as I hit the ground, I started texting, tweeting about, the guys are in jail. I'm in Mississippi. I'll be the contact in case anybody needs to get a hold of them, because I figured it's good to have some feet on the ground in order to determine what exactly they needed. So we immediately started calling bail bondsmen. They were telling us that it was a higher amount, about I'd probably say about $4,000, $4,500 to get all the guys out, and so me and Jill immediately started raising funds. We were with Free Keene, the Mississippi Center for Policy project, all that kind of stuff, and the Libertarian Party was very helpful. A bunch of groups decided to come together. We started raising money, and we were initially thinking of PayPal. And instead, I decided, well, everybody Western Union me, because we found out that in order for the $4,500, that we had to have cash.
Right.
So if there weren't people on the ground in Mississippi, I don't even know if the boys necessarily would have gotten out, because they needed physical cash in the total amount. There's no bail bonds we would let them out. So we immediately started, within 2 hours, we received over $2,600 in Western Union and MoneyGram orders. We also received, I think they ended up receiving $2,500 from their PayPal account, and it's just showing how our movement is bigger than just our organizations. It's actually like derived of many different types of people that believe in different ways of doing things, but we can actually come together and support a cause, because we didn't even know necessarily what happened or what was going on. We couldn't get in touch with the guys. Jones County police were nice enough to send a letter telling them that I was coming, so at least they knew that somebody was there for them and they weren't alone.
But that's really all the communication we received. We did have like one gentleman, I believe it's the guy we were going to have breakfast with, who did show up at the jail also.
There were a few people that showed up at the jail and actually asked about it. A bunch of the LP guys, the chairman of the LP came down, and he later told me on a voicemail that he had come down. People were calling the jail, people were calling the governor, attorney general. It was actually really amazing, because we had so much of an outpouring from freekeene.com, a bunch of different groups. My phone was blowing up, tweets were going all over the place, retweeting all of our messages. I was trying to keep everybody updated, because I was literally in a car. I was on a plane and in a car all day on Thursday until 11 o'clock at night when we finally got the guys out, which the bond ended up being a lot less than they had originally told us. So luckily enough, we got $1,000 out of Western Union the first night, and that was enough to get the guys out, and the next day we had enough funding to get Marv out, which actually Marv was more expensive than any of the guys' bails. Yeah. So
Marv was, our motorhome was $500 to get out of this impound lot. I was like $365. Pete and Adam were like about $250 a piece, let's say, and that was well covered by all the donations. And so we're making this video. Well, I'm making this video because I want to say thank you to you, and Jill Wright, and just everybody who donated. Who are some of these people that donated?
We have a list.
Yeah,
let me go through this real fast.
We're overwhelmed with the support. We very much appreciate it.
Of course, Jill. Then we had Elizabeth McCaffrey, who's awesome. Stephen Thomas, who's amazing, just moved to London. Great guy. Vince Richardson, Daryl Perry, Jim Davidson, who's done a lot for us since them actually getting out.
Jim is working with us to get some Mississippi lawyers, some civil rights lawyers on this case.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah Williams, Antonio Mucinecki, Nikki Sullivan, Taryn Lupo, Melissa Hayes, Peter Orvetti, and Nicole Cardell, Isabel Santa. We've had a lot more people email me about sending money. We actually got enough to get everybody out, so we just told everybody, I really appreciate you guys putting your word out there, and your money and your time, and being supportive. And I think that's really what it takes. It actually shows that we have a lot of support in this movement, and especially when good guys like these three, something happens to them that's totally ludicrous, and that we have to push back the state. We have to tell them that we're not going to take this kind of stuff, and we have to be supportive of those that are threatened by it. And I think that we can put a lot of force behind this, not just with bail, but with what happens afterward if we unite as a group.
Well, you go, girl. And I would just like to say that we're fortunate, right? I mean, me, Adam, and Pete, we're filming this real-time documentary, so we keep people updated all the time, and it seems like people are interested in what we're doing, and we very much appreciate that. But what about all the people that drive through Jones County or some of these other counties with these severe laws where they target out-of-towners or minorities or whatever just to extract money or just because they have an authority complex? What happens to them when they don't have a voice? We met a lot of people in that jail. I digress, but we met a lot of people in that jail that were there for committing victimless crimes, so-called crimes, and those are the people that we want to fight for here. So we appreciate everybody's donations. I mean, we really appreciate everybody's donations and everybody's supports. But please.
Sorry. I also actually tweeted that I needed a place to stay because Jill couldn't necessarily house me. And so I was pretty much stuck in Jackson, Mississippi, not knowing where I was going to stay that night. I immediately had, Witten actually had 2 rooms available for me for 2 nights. He already had set it for me. I got a call from a lot of other people that had already booked nights for me to stay. We had supporters that were going to house me. And then I needed a car. People were offering up their cars. It's absolutely amazing. Just people opening up their hearts and their homes to me, and not even knowing me, but knowing that I support the cause.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that, and I think the guys really appreciate that as well. And I couldn't say enough good things about our people.
We're pretty humbled by it all. We have to admit, and it also shows that if you stand up for your rights, people are going to have your back, and we need to stand up for our rights a lot more. That way, the cops can't get away with this. They think they can push you around, violate your civil liberties, and they're going to learn a lesson from this. I mean, because like Allison said, people were calling, and we didn't get much information at all when we were in that cage in Jones County. But they did refer to us as, those celebrities, and then we heard over their speakers, the walkie-talkies, that all phone calls need to be directed to the sheriff's office and not the jail because we're getting overwhelmed here. There's quotes of like between 300 and 500 calls that they received. Some people were calling the governor's office. The attorney general was contacted. I don't know. It was something else, and we appreciate it. The names that Allison mentioned, those were just for Western Union, specifically for bail. Our PayPal donation went up dramatically as well. So did our web hits, our YouTube views. Jones County did a very bad thing by pulling us over, and I think they'll learn their lesson, and it's because of all of you. So again, on behalf of everybody in Motorhome Diaries, we thank you very much.